most important videos you're ever gonna watch in your whole entire life. This is our sumo deadlift tutorial, one of the best movements, one of the most fun movements you're ever gonna do. But listen, there's some risk involved in this, so make sure you do things the right way. If you do it exactly the way I tell you, I promise you, you'll be fine. But listen, technique, 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 technique first, intensity later. Learn the technique first, intensity later, technique first, intensity
later.
Intensity later. Dude, the intensity's gonna come, I promise. But listen, really focus on getting this movement down right. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna walk up to the bar. We have to get our stance figured out first. So the stance is gonna be when you're at the bottom, you're holding onto the bar, your knee is gonna be directly over your ankle, right? So bring your feet in really close. So if your feet are real close, see how that knee is out over her toes? That's a little too close. Not bad, it's not bad to do this, it's just not optimal. Now bring it out real, real wide. Now you can see her knee is behind her ankle. Again, not bad either, it's just not optimal. Let's get a ton of hamstring when we do it like that, so bring it a little bit closer. When she's at the bottom, her knee is gonna be directly over her ankle, right in line with her foot. That's gonna be where we're gonna start. And then the grip, we're gonna have our hands on the knurling. The knurling is the grippy part of the bar. So that's the distance of our hands. And she's gonna have one hand turned up and one hand turned down, what we call an alternate grip. That's gonna give us a lot stronger grip. You can stand up. All right, but before we get into that, we need to anchor our feet down into the ground. We're grabbing our feet in like eagle claws. So I'm here like this. If this is 0 degrees with my foot and this is 90 degrees, a good place to start is about 45 degrees with your foot, right? So if she's 45 degrees, she's gonna grab her feet into the ground. That's gonna anchor her in and root her into the ground because we're trying to push the floor out this way. That's gonna open up the knees and really use these muscles in our hips to stabilize the hips. So let's see it. It's kind of hard to see, so I'm just gonna explain. So she's grabbing her feet in, her toes are down. We have 3 points of contact here. Big toe, little toe, heels, and that's where we're distributing the weight. Grabbing those feet in, she's trying to spread the floor apart. It's gonna open up her knees. Back down, don't lift up. So now we're trying to really push apart, push apart, push apart. She's gonna grab her hands in and screw them in. So we're trying to pull, use the lats right here, this muscle on your back, to really pull that bar in close to our body. And then she's gonna pull her chest up real, real high. And then legs, legs, legs. It's all legs driving the bar. So we're not trying to pull with our back, we're trying to drive with the legs. So we're grabbing our feet and opening those hips, and we're trying to push the floor down below us. Do it again. Grabbing those feet, pulling the lats in right here to keep that bar real close to our body. Driving the legs, legs, legs. Good. All right, stand up. So, bracing, super important. Bracing is keeping everything here really, really tight to prevent our back and our spine from rounding. As long as our spine stays neutral, we're gonna be totally fine. So the bracing happens right here. We're gonna breathe into our belly. We're not breathing up and down like this. We're breathing into our belly, into our obliques, into our lower back, and then bearing down tight, right? Tight, tight, tight. So out this way, bearing down pushes it in this way, and that's gonna give us a lot of stabilization through our vertebral column, keeping everything in a good position. So it's hard to see that, but that's what's happening here. She's gonna do that first. So once she gets everything set, grab the bar. We're trying to grab the bar like this and really screw them in, pull the bar in this way using our lats, and then we do that. We do that before we lift the bar. The last thing that we do is drive the feet down. All right, so let's do it one more time. So first thing, get the feet set, 45 degrees, grabbing the toes into the ground, grabbing the bar. Now she's really trying to grab the ground and open up her hips, pull the chest up really high, and then legs, 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 legs. Good. So one more time, and then she's gonna brace right here, and then legs. Good, let's do it again. We'll do it from the side. So from the side, we're not getting down into a squat like this. Right, the hips are gonna be up, chest is up. We're not getting down into a squat. Here we go. So she's got some interesting levers here. So she's gonna be pretty low with her hips, but again, we're not squatting, chest up real high. Legs, legs, legs. We're really trying to drive with the legs and not pull with the back. Chest up high. Good. Oh, that's good. All right, so last thing that's really important. I like to think of this as our Mario Kart start, right? So if you get the engine rev right, as soon as the hits go, boom, you can take off with a superstar. That's what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to really squeeze our hands as hard as we possibly can. We're trying to squeeze our lats, like pulling that bar in as tight as we possibly can. We're trying to pull apart our hips, spread that floor apart as hard as we possibly can, and then we're going to basically rev the engine. Once everything is tight, 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 then we start slowly pushing with the legs as the chest is up, and we're just pushing more and more and more. If the bar doesn't come off the ground right away, that's okay. Just keep pushing, 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 and we're revving that engine higher, 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 and eventually it'll come, or eventually you're just not going to be strong enough and you're going to fail the lift, and that's okay too. As long as we're tight here, it's okay to fail lifts, but listen, this is where we're going to start to learn a lot about lifting. It takes a little bit of time to get this engine revved up to get up to top speed. That's what we're trying to do here. Let's go one more time. Abs real tight. So she's pulling on this bar. She's not yanking on the bar. So don't lift the bar up. I want you to just pull on it. So she's pulling on this bar here. Her arms are tight. You see her legs shaking. They're working right now. But that's going to prevent yanking on the bar. And I can stand up with it.
Easy.
Good. And if she really does this the right way, she's going to push her hips towards the bar as the back and chest goes up, and the bar's going to slightly come off the ground before she even lifts it. So it's just something like a chair deadlift. So this is really the right way to do it. One more time, keep the bar real low. Just enough to sit back, and then stand it up. Good. That's how we're doing our sumo deadlift. You're gonna love it, and we're gonna build this. It's gonna be one of your favorite lifts, I guarantee it.